I never imagined that sharing an apartment would test my patience this much. When I moved in with Chloe, she seemed sweet and friendly. We laughed together, cooked dinner together, and spent weekends watching movies. I honestly thought we'd become great roommates. But after a few weeks, I started noticing strange things. My favorite hoodie would disappear and mysteriously reappear the next day. My perfume bottle was emptying much faster than it should have. Even my makeup brushes were damp when I hadn't touched them. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I was just being forgetful. Then one evening, I came home earlier than expected. There she was. She was wearing my hoodie, spraying my perfume, and using my expensive skincare products like they belonged to her. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. When I confronted her, she just shrugged. I was going to tell you. That became her excuse every single time. She kept borrowing my things without permission, acting like it wasn't a big deal. After weeks of putting up with it, I decided she needed a harmless lesson. The next day, I made a delicious-looking bowl of pasta and added enough chili flakes to make a dragon cry. Then I left it in the fridge. Just as I expected, Chloe helped herself without asking. The moment she took the first bite, her face turned bright red. She ran around the apartment, desperately searching for water, while I quietly enjoyed my own dinner. A few days later, I bought a beautiful cream-filled pastry and placed it in the fridge. Except it wasn't filled with cream anymore. I had carefully replaced the filling with toothpaste. Sure enough, she stole that too. The expression on her face after the first bite was priceless. She didn't touch anything in the fridge for several days, but she still hadn't learned. The final straw came when I caught her secretly using my expensive skincare products again. This time, I emptied one of the bottles and replaced it with a cheap local cream that I knew wouldn't suit her skin. A couple of days later, tiny pimples appeared all over her face. She panicked. I don't know what's happening. I looked at her calmly and asked, have you been using someone else's skincare again? She froze. For the first time since we'd become roommates, she looked genuinely ashamed. Tears filled her eyes. I'm so sorry, she whispered. I kept taking your things because I thought it wasn't a big deal. I never realized how selfish and disrespectful I was being. The next evening, she knocked on my bedroom door instead of walking in. She was holding a small shopping bag. I owe you this, she said softly. Inside were a brand new bottle of my favorite perfume, the same skincare products she'd finished, a new hoodie just like mine, and a box of pastries. She gave me a nervous smile. Don't worry, these ones actually have cream inside. I couldn't help laughing. A second later, she started laughing too, and just like that, all the tension between us disappeared. Can we start over? She asked. I smiled. Only if you promise me one thing. Anything. Ask before you borrow. She nodded without hesitation. Deal. From that day on, she never touched a single one of my belongings without asking first. Whenever she needed something, she'd knock on my door instead of helping herself. Most of the time, I was happy to share because she had finally learned to respect my boundaries. Looking back, the spicy pasta, the toothpaste pastry, and the skincare prank were never about revenge. They were about teaching a lesson she genuinely needed to learn. In the end, I didn't just get my belongings back. I gained a roommate who became one of my closest friends.